Hi, in this video we're going to go over how to download an FTP client and how to set up a connection to Ouray and then how to upload something to Ouray. Now Dreamweaver has a great FTP client, so that's one that you can use, and there's a number of ones out there, but thinking of cross-platform ones out there, Filezilla is one that has many people seem to like. So, by all means, use search. You can go to like download.com or something and just search for FTP clients. In this case, you always want to look for one that does SFTP. And so I'm going to hit download. I'm going to download it. You'll notice that it can work on a Mac as well as a PC. I'm going to open this file and I'm going to run it. Okay, this all looks fine. So it gives me some basic information. I'm going to hit OK, and then I'm going to move this up so you can see it better. Okay, now I'm ready to use Filezilla, but the next thing that I always try to do when I start a web project is I decide where on my computer I want to basically store my files that I'm going to basically bring from my computer, think of drive C here, to the web server on the right. So I want to bring them from the local to the remote, and so I need to decide where on my computer I want to do this. I tend to always keep my files in a folder on my computer. Always within my documents I have a folder called my websites, and you'll see that here's an example. So I'm going to, under UC Denver, I showed in a previous video how to use Dreamweaver to basically make a connection FTP, but I'm going to in this one create a new folder for another class. We'll call it 5990. Okay, and so that's where I'm going to put all my folders, and then I tend to always want to create subdirectories or subfolders if I know that I'm going to have separate projects. But in this case, let's just leave that as it is. Go up here to File, Site Manager, and I want to click on New Site. I'm going to call this Ouray, and then the host is ouray.ucdenver.edu. You do not want the http:// or www, port 22, and I want to make sure it's SFTP. And I'm going to do normal. I believe that's the way it's done. Okay, password I'm going to type in. Then I'm going to hit advance, and I'm going to do browse from my local. So it's asking my default local directory, and that's what I just showed you that I always do right away is I create a folder. I have this in a folder called UC Denver, and then I created a folder called 5990 just to illustrate this example. After you hit OK, and if I come up here, because I saved it, I can click on it, and it's basically saying the server's keys unknown. It's giving me this warning. Basically, do I trust this? I do. So we're good. So what I'm basically seeing here is I can see my local site. This is my computer. You can basically see if I scroll up that this is my documents. I'm within my website folder right here, and then I'm looking at the UC Denver folder in my 5990. And so in this case I don't actually have anything in there, and so just to give an example, I'm going to create a sample resume as an example, and we'll just hammer home the point, just add a couple tags, and we're going to save this. Okay, so I want to make sure I save it within that 5990 folder, and I'm doing that. Alright, that looks good. I'm going to close this, and now I'm going to hit this refresh button. There it is. So I can see the folder I just created. So now on the right, this is where you want to be very careful. You want everything to be within this public HTML folder. Here, this resume file, because it was actually just dragged and dropped carelessly, it actually can't be seen by anyone. So I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to click on my public _HTML, and now I'm going to go into my first web folder, and I already have a resume file, but we're going to just override that. So I'm going to drag this over, let go, and it should prompt me. Do I want to basically overwrite the file that's there? I do want to overwrite it. So now let's take a look and see. I already have it here. Alright, sample resume. So just like that, I showed you how to download Filezilla, how to install it, how to set up a connection. Hopefully this helps you get an idea how to use a basic tool like Filezilla to upload files to a web server. Thanks.